Hi, and welcome to Marcel Creations. We are going to make this little dragon mold today, the one that we got in the mail during our last haul. And I don't know if you saw the last dragons that I did. They're in my other room. I'll just put a picture of them here for you. I made several sets of these and they turned out stinking adorable. And what I did was I took these Resin Chameleon flakes and I sprinkled them inside of here, and I just sprinkled lots of different colors on top of each other so that none of these were, it wasn't predominantly any of these in particular. It just kind of was a mixture of Mod Podge of all of them. And it turned out so cute. So that's what we're going to do today. And all I'm going to do, and you have to be super careful when you deal with this stuff and not breathe. I know that sounds so funny, but literally don't breathe on this stuff because I accidentally sneezed, and I don't know which one it was, but it's like, you know, down a third or to a third of the bottle maybe. And it's because when I blew in it, it went everywhere. It was hilarious. Even laughing will just make a mess. It's just insane how messy this stuff is. So all I'm doing is I'm taking this really soft makeup brush and I'm just kind of dropping it in there. I don't know if you can see it flying everywhere. And then you want to rub it in real good so that it's in the mold. It's actually stuck to the mold. And the first thing that touches this mold is exactly what's going to stick to it. So we want to make sure, and you can see how it kind of sticks to that. And we want to get around this little piece in the middle too, because that's where his tail actually wraps around. And you want to get down into all of those points of his dragon tail. Okay, and then I'm going to put you on a fast forward because I really can't talk with this stuff because I will literally, it'll blow everywhere. So I'm going to put you on, see? I said pee. And just that little poof of air. Oh my god. I love this stuff, but holy mackerel does it make a mess. Alright, I'm going to put you on fast forward while I finish this up. And we're going to just put all of these colors in there. So put you on some music. I'm probably going to cut you out in just a couple of seconds and we'll come back towards the end. I don't know if you can see how pretty it is on my hands, but it's even prettier in the mold. You just see how it's so iridescent. And I've gone ahead and made sure, because these little feet are up here, so you want to make sure that you get it in all of those little nooks and crannies, and in his face, and his little ears, and his eyes, because his eyes are closed, or at least mine's going to be closed, because I don't want to have to go in and mess with painting the eyes. And all of those little spines on his back, you just want to make sure all of that's covered. And then, just to make sure, I'm going to go in with this, this is Chameleon powder, right? Chrome powder. This is chrome powder. Oh, this will be pretty. Oop, I didn't want it everywhere. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to just brush it on the inside of this, and then anywhere that the Chameleon flakes did not touch, the Chameleon powder should cover. Okay, and this is just a really soft makeup brush that I got from Dollar Tree. And now that I have been, look like I've been to a strip club. Oh my gosh. I probably ought to be wearing a mask while I do this. All right. I have mixed up some black resin. And I've just mixed... Oh my gosh, I'm glad that didn't go into my resin. This is just the Let's Resin black mica powder. And I mixed it in. And I've mixed it up really good. And I've been letting it sit so that it'll debubble. The only downside to a cup this size, and I don't know how much this is going to hold, I've never made this before, is this size of a cup will not fit into my debubbler, my debubbling machine. So I just let it sit while we did all that coloring in our dragon, and hopefully it has degassed on its own for the most part. I know there will still be a few little micro bubbles, but hopefully, for the most part, it has done its thing and we don't catch any little bubbles anywhere. Dear God in heaven, please let it be so. And what I want to do is, I know on my other dragons, the scales, those pointy scales along the back was the biggest thing that would catch bubbles. So I'm going to go along there first. And then down into the head to catch all of those horns and all those details of his face. And I'm going to have way too much resin. And I just want to go all the way around, kind of like a cake batter, and get into all those little nooks and crannies that might cause me some bubbles and cause me some issues. And kind of get them wet with resin now, so that as we pour the resin, hopefully we will be less likely to get bubbles. Because I can't spray it with alcohol like we would normally do, or we will dislodge all of that Chameleon flake and powder that we've put on it. And I do have a little foot here I want to try and get. It's in the middle. It's on this centerpiece, and I'm not sure how I'm going to get resin up. And there we go. Just like that. There we go. I just want to make sure I get all these toes covered. And then we top it off. It does have a little rim around there, so we'll make sure we go all the way around and get any bubbles that might be... Oh, you know what? This might be pretty close. I'm just going to get a really thin popsicle stick, like this coffee stick. And I'm just going to put underneath this side to kind of raise this side up just a little bit. So, because this side seems to be sitting a little bit low. Try and make cleanup as easy as possible. And then I'll watch for bubbles. We'll pop those with a long neck lighter, and we'll be back when it's ready to unmold. I'll now find something to put this in. I probably got 2 ounces here. Okay, this is cured overnight. Let's see what we got. And this mold is super flexible, so this is going to be so easy to take out. I really shouldn't say things like that, because it'll come back and bite me in the butt. Gentle push, and there we go. Fold your molds right by side out. Oh, so pretty, gorgeous. So I wanted the eyes closed, but I think you could probably color those in black and then do a white eye in the middle. What I like about these versus the other dragons, let me go get one. Hold please. Okay, I grabbed both sets. So these are my Hear, See, and Speak No Evil dragons. And, which they are stinking adorable. But, unlike this one, when you pour this mold, the tips of these are pointed up and into the mold. So it's really hard, and you can see that the tip of my scales, or the tip of my whatever these are, the little points, there's a bubble in it. You see that? The little bubble there? So this gets bubbles in it so easy. And it's really, really hard to get those out of there because you're going in the mold and upside down. And once you paint the mold with this powder, and same thing here on his belly scales, there's little bubbles on the tips of all these belly scales because they come up this way and you have no way of getting that resin up in there. Or it's not easy to do. Let's put it that way. So tips of his little wings. So he's really, really hard. A lot of these are really hard to get the resin clear up into those little points. So most of these guys, as adorable as they are, they have little tiny flaws in them like that. And I just haven't put them on my Etsy site because I can't sell them. I know they have flaws and that's not who I am. I don't do that. I can't sell something that's not perfect, and none of them are perfect. I don't have a single one that I could sell as a complete set that don't have any flaws. That has a tiny little bubble there. His scales actually look good, but anyways, so these guys are so hard to perfect, dang near impossible to perfect. Where this one, you're pouring the mold as you're pouring it in, the scales are directly underneath of you. So as long as you just take your time, this one would be really hard to mess up. And as I say that, I see there's a tiny little bubble right there. Daggummit. Right in the tip of his point on his head. Doggone. This one I thought was going to be flawless. That's all right. And you can fix that. I could put some UV resin, just put a little dollop of UV resin down in that, and at least it won't be sharp anymore. It'd be fine. And then take, you'd either use a black marker, permanent pen or whatever, color in his eyes, and then use a white acrylic marker or oil marker and paint just that, you know what I'm talking about, the little slit for the eye, and then it's done. But the color and stuff on it is just, it's remarkable. It's so pretty. I really like that pattern where you just drop all the different ones in there, and then it really shimmers and shines when you do that. Your bottom obviously is black, but it's the bottom. So you could put a cork on the bottom of this. Just take a cork. You could put it on there. I would, before you do that, figure out how to trace down inside of there with a, could you get a pen? Yeah, you could get a pen down in there. Put a pen down in there, cut the center out, and then it would have a cork bottom so it wouldn't hurt anything that you have it on. But this is super cute. Absolutely adorable. So what do you think? Do you like the pattern? Do you like the chameleon flakes? All the different colors of the chameleon flakes. I love it. I don't think I love it. I know I love it. It is super cute. So cool. It just adds so much dimension into this. If you wanted to be super finicky, you could go in and color all the scales, or maybe even just outline the scales. That would take an insane amount of time. But anyways, I think it's so cute. It'd be a good paperweight. What else could you use it for? Maybe a fun candle in the middle of it. What would you use something like this for? It's adorable. I think I'd just put it on my desk. I don't have this kind of stuff on my desk, but if I did, my kids do. Maybe I'll give it to one of my boys. All right. Thanks so much for joining us today. I appreciate you hanging out with us and doing our project with us today. And until next time, we will see you then. Take care. Bye-bye.